Checking deliveries.
Any deliverers?
Debilitators.
Delegators? Ugh.
Alright, we're good, by the way.
Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
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 Left?
Up.
Down.
East, west. North, south.
Side to side. No.
Alright. Enough of my dumbassery. Now, this is the 12th podcast. Gonna talk about appearances today, but before I get into that, just here to say Alon's here with me. And I requested his appearance for today. Because I think
he bribed me.
I think he would have a lot of interesting perspectives for this one. And that's not to say the other co-owners wouldn't have something to say. Honestly, I think each of them would have something to say. I don't know how well like Andy dresses most of the time, but he's got a style.
I feel like Andy is one of the better dressers of our group, honestly.
Right.
Me and Jared dress like hobos. Comfy hobos, but hobos nonetheless.
You have like different appearances for the different occasions.
Different groups. Yeah.
I think that, I don't know. I think the sense of occasion changes your mindset of what you need to dress up at for. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with that. I think everyone's played in the situations where your appearance needs to change. And so I guess the perspectives of everyone here would have been beneficial. They have yet to get on here.
That's fine.
Couple community news. We ended up going live to a bunch of different platforms too. So including Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, like some other two. Then like my distributor technology is called Anchor. I think it's hosted by Spotify, and it just sends out all the information to the different platforms, and I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was news point number 1. There was a guy last week who was spamming the N-word in live chat, so I chose to not put on live chat, and it'll probably be turned off for the rest of the time. I think if anyone needs to ask questions, I'm going to be looking at Discord anyways, because it not only has the markdown document that I'm referencing to go over the outline, but I'm also going to get notifications of when someone actually says something. So I think that's probably better to set it up that way anyways. And therefore people have to join by that point. Not like it was intended to do that, but you can all blame the guy who said the N-word in live chat for having this new structure.
Bruh.
RIP. I was
talking... It was Jared. No.
It was Jared.
On a different account.
Oh no.
Nah.
Yeah. It's kind of sad though that people still... I don't even know what his point was anyways. I feel like that's just such a cancel this person move. You have nothing else to do. Unless if you're really spiteful towards like black people. But I can't imagine people are that stupid. Well, it's not that I can't imagine it. I'm just so distant from people like that. So it's hard to imagine that they still exist. I feel like that's a dying value, or a dying belief. No thoughts on that?
Oh, just trolls be trolls, man.
Oh, that's true. I'm taking a look at the outline, and I'm supposed to go over two other things, but I don't really care. So,
Do
I
you do
guess.
you want to, or
Well, what I
you
was,
seem on you like
yeah, it was just like I've been talking in the past before about having like a outline for the different speakers here. So, like on OBS, and this would be specific to YouTube because no other place would be able to have like a video portion of it, of like the
mhm.
podcast material. And so I was thinking of just having like some characters like light up as people are talking. Another person that I'm in contact with was able to get something like that working. So the technology actually already existed. I thought I was going to build one myself, but if it's already out there, then I don't really need to. So I think that takes care of a lot of the work going into that specific feature of the video portion. But that's not to say that the video portion was that necessary to begin with, anyways. It's supposed to be
It'd
just like a listening media only.
still be nice.
That still would be nice.
Like I see that shit on Twitch, so
Right.
yeah, it's nice to know who's talking sometimes. Gonna
Yeah, I'm
revamp
not
your
feeling like
passion.
going into my personal life at the moment. Other than we watched Suicide Squad last night. I've got different thoughts on that than I think.
You said you watched the last one,
I
right?
did.
Did you think this one was better?
I I'm gonna be honest. I was saying what the fuck the whole time. Or what the
Well, that's
fuck
the
am
whole
I
point.
watching? So,
You want to do like a quickie review?
I don't know if this is gonna be spoilers or not. So maybe.
Spoiler alert! Ding ding ding. Alright, now that they paused it.
uh, no, I mean all I can really say is just my review of the movie is what the fuck am I watching? That's
That's
yeah.
why I had such a good time, honestly. Like me and Jared were just fucking like people are like half of the characters introduced died in the beginning, and we're just like, yeah, dude, this is it, man. This is what we came here for. I don't know if you were expecting that, but like, like Michael, what is it, Rooker's character, the guy with the bouncy ball, Savant at the very beginning with the long white hair. He was like introduced as like the first character we see on
Oh, right,
screen. And he
right.
fucking he dies at the end of the first sequence, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. These are all like these like A B list
Throwaway
celebrities
characters.
too, yeah, and they just throw them away. Ah! I had a good time. I thought it was better than the last one for sure.
All right, all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Directed by James Gunn, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you've
That really
seen any
doesn't.
of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah, same
the. I think
director.
the first one. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, same director.
okay.
I think he does a good job. But yeah, I
Fair enough. Now today's topic was going to be about appearance, and I feel like this is very tied into the kind of goal that I had for myself with losing weight. So I tried to abstract it out to the bigger picture, the bigger concept, and appearance was what I landed on. But I think this is also something that you've been trying to change as well. So that's why I had such a passion for getting you on here. I wanted to ask you if you could define appearance, how would you define that?
appearance. It's interesting because the word, when I think of the word itself, it depends on other people's views on me. But when I think of the definition of the word, I think of how you present yourself to other people.
Right.
But
So
There's
kind
yeah,
of,
there's
yeah,
both.
right.
Oh shit, it's in the notes. I just looked up.
Oh no no no
Shit.
no no no! You didn't actually have to look at it. I was just wondering what your thoughts were on it.
I
Um,
promise I didn't look at the notes and then say it. I looked up and I'm like, oh shit, that's my definition.
oh no, it was just I didn't know what your thoughts were on it. I didn't really like all the notes that I have down there aren't really relevant to necessarily what I thought on it because I've been also trying to develop like a better understanding of the word itself or what this appearance concept would be all about for other people. And I guess
Mhm.
it's how you present yourself at face value.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really that's all it is too. Because I mean you can spend the time to okay, with come face value, there's the idea that you're not actually presenting yourself. How much of that do you think is true or false or wrong?
You're not
Just
actually
entirely.
presenting yourself. Like you're not in control of your presentation? Is that what you're asking?
Uh, is it wrong to present yourself from something different than who you actually are?
Well, I think that depends whether or not. That is a good question.
What kind of
Because I would,
parties are at play in that situation?
I think it's the core of your appearance is inevitably you, whether or not other people's opinions influence how they interpret you. And I think even other people's opinions, interpretations of you, can change your appearance in and of itself. But
What kind of example would you give of that? Because I didn't actually think of that before.
uh, how do I put this?
So say if you were
Like,
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 okay, go for it.
okay, like, say you're someone who wears, uh, say you're in a hotter climate, and you're someone that's maybe has less like body fat on them, so you retain heat less. So maybe you're trying to maintain that heat, so you wear darker colors more often. You purposefully make that choice to wear darker colors more often. But maybe maybe the groups of people at the bar or at a sporting event look at you and they're like, this guy, or even the people that you regularly know that aren't as aware of your purposes behind your appearance. Maybe they're like, oh, he's wearing dark all the time, he must be like goth or emo or something. You're not trying to convey that appearance, but that's how you appear to them. So I guess that's something that could differ with between like how you're trying to convey yourself and how other people see you.
Right. From my understanding of it, there's responsibility for how the communication of your appearance and how other people interpret it. So I think those are the two parties there, or that are involved in this kind of communication. But there's been a movement saying that you shouldn't be taking things at face value, or you shouldn't be like discriminating or making judgments off of people based off of their appearance. So say if you had like someone who was missing a limb, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's been a movement to say that you shouldn't be discriminating against these people based on that, like, or I guess lowering their value if they appear to be someone who is their idea. Well, like I guess that's weird though, because how much of that is their identity and their appearance? And are people trying to shame you into saying that you shouldn't be judging someone based on their identity or based on how they appear to you?
I guess where's the line between identity and appearance? Right?
How can
Because
you make the distinction, right?
yeah, that's the big question. Because say you don't have a limb. I don't know. I feel like you. Some people may want to identify with that. Some people may not. I think, but nevertheless, it's going to be a part of your appearance. So maybe the strength there is the confidence in your absence of a limb.
Right.
I don't really
So,
know. Yeah.
what would you define as identity and what would you define as appearance?
I think
Because like in the context of other things that, okay, so what about the situation of perhaps your weight and the kind of body fat that you wear? Would you consider that identity or would you consider that appearance?
I think that's where you make the distinction of, I guess, the other people judging you is that you take, I don't know. It's weird because people that are overweight or are obese, some people value how do I say this in the most non-offensive way possible? Some people value, I guess I would say, the taste of food over being physically. I mean, you can be physically fit and be overweight because you can have muscle,
Right. Well, I think,
you
yeah.
can like sumo wrestlers are fucking strong as shit. So like it's, but they are like overweight and they're big dudes. Uh, hmm.
Well, I think it's by choice, right?
Right.
Or it's a
Inevitably.
choice to be. I think the threshold is when you choose to appear a certain way and you're like owning up to it, then it becomes a part of your identity. And then there's like, so if you were to ask me before if I was like proud of my weight, you could say like, or I would say no, like back then, and probably still today too. And part of that leads me to believe that there's a disassociation between the current weight of my body and the kind of identity that I want to see for myself. Even though
Hmm.
it's still me, I identify that more as an appearance than it was like a part of me. But
Right.
I think the byproduct of, or not the byproduct, but because of the condition that I loved food, that is, I guess, a part of my identity too. So I guess it's hard to make that distinction, anyways. But I wouldn't be proud. I wasn't proud enough to say that being overweight was like who I was. It was something that I was changing because I wanted it to. Because I know I could appear better, or I could be better. And I didn't want that to be a part of my identity, but I guess no matter what I did, I couldn't escape from the fact that that's who I was.
Right. Appearance, I guess, to add to my definition, appearance conveys identity. Or at least, well, I don't want to say it can, meaning that it also can't, but because whether or not that's a current, future, or past identity, it's an identity nonetheless. So
Okay.
yeah, appearance conveys identity.
Okay. So what do you think appearance shows versus what identity shows?
I think identity is inevitably, no, not necessarily, but for the most part, identity is internal to a person. It's rooted. Appearance is almost.
You say permanent, but it's also changing.
Did
So
I
I
say
guess that's
permanent?
wrong.
I don't
Oh
remember
no
what
no
I
no
said.
no no. No, I
I don't think I
was
said
offering
permanent.
the idea if it would be permanent.
No, not necessarily permanent. Because well, like you said, because you could inevitably want to be changing yourself or working towards changing yourself. And even though you're on that journey, you could still be seen as large, or like people see that you're fat and then they're like, "Oh, he must like food over exercising and eating healthier foods." You know, they still
Hmm.
see that, but they don't see the that you already have perhaps identified with someone who's working on their health or maintaining their health. Um, and that was, I watched a video recently on breaking bad habits, and the biggest takeaway I had from it was the mistake that a lot of people, when embarking on changing themselves, don't they don't identify themselves as the person on the journey or the end goal. They always identify themselves as uh, someone who is still fat, right? So say you want to lose weight, you still identify yourself as fat. So mentally, that may bog you down when you're trying to not be fat. You should be trying to identify yourself as skinny, or maybe not skinny, but like a healthy weight, perhaps, because that's what you're working towards. You don't want to, you want to look forward. You don't want to look backwards, I guess. How I'm trying to, I don't know if that makes sense at
No, that
all.
did. That did. I just
Yeah, identify with your goal. Don't identify with what you don't want to be, I guess.
yeah. I suppose for that specific thing in particular, I guess that I know starting off like when I was 205 pounds, I would still look at the mirror and be like, "You're a fat fuck," and
Always
like
go, yeah,
rightfully so, right? But
yeah.
I still had a smile on my face knowing that like the efforts that I was putting in on those days were contributing to something, or were contributing to something that I was going to be proud of. And I think it
Hmm.
turned out really well. And so I was always associating myself with the grind more so than I was with like the current like state of the weight. So even though it was clear I had nothing to, well, it's not that I had nothing to be happy about, but at face value I had nothing to be happy about with the appearance. But knowing that the appearance was going to be changing for the better as I put in the effort was what kept my mentality like positive.
Hmm. Yeah, that it's definitely the biggest caveat to conveying your identity is
Mm-hmm.
if you're on that journey or not. And we're just talking about weight right now. There's so many other things.
Right, right. So one of the next points that I had was how to manipulate your appearance and why you would even want to do so. What would make someone want to change their appearance?
Well, obviously the first thing that comes up is uh dating, obviously. Manipulating your appearance to perhaps be more masculine or feminine in any way to attract whatever sex you're trying to attract. Um,
I think the way that I've thought about it goes back to the identity portion too. So the way I've connected to the dots is your identity is constantly changing, and therefore you've had a shift in values where you've want to make something more priority over another thing. So I could easily distinguish that in my life with my weight problem. So I loved eating food unfiltered, yeah, pretty much unhinged eating habits
Unhinged.
for like the past, I
Release
don't
the
know, like
beast.
10ish years. And then in the past year, I said I'd rather be thinner and be fit than eat like a pig. So I've had that shift, and I don't know, I really pursued that value, or that switch in value. And I think that is pretty abstract to what most people feel like when they try to switch over to a different appearance. I think there needs to be something like a defining moment in their mind where their identity changes from one thing to something else. And I think that's inclusive of like, I don't know, when people feel the need to transition from one gender to another, which isn't to say that I'm trying to exclusively pick those people out here, but I think that's also inclusive of their situation. Like the second you start valuing how you want to appear to other people is, or rather, the second you start identifying with the opposite gender, or like any other genders, no gender spectrum, um, is also inclusive of that situation too. That's my thought on it. And then like the identity thing when it comes to um, relationship status, I suppose if you wanted to go dating, something in your mind yeah, I guess switched in your mind that your life would be better if you had a significant other, or you were at least trying to find a significant other. And I think that's more at the identity level than it is at the appearance.
Yeah, I can't. Sometimes it's weird because sometimes people change their appearance, like how they dress, to better convey their identity, or people can dress to what society has deemed clean or sharp
I agree,
or beautiful, right?
because
And
there's different situations where the environment around you dictates your identity, I suppose, or what you're supposed to appear as. I actually
yes.
can't. Do you know the difference?
Wait, say that again.
So, does society dictate your identity or dictate your appearance? Or which one is it trying to control? Because
I
this,
think.
yeah,
I honestly think identity and appearance can go hand in hand because, like, I'm trying to lose weight, not well because I want to feel better about my body, but also because society's view of an attractive man is inevitably someone who is not large or overweight or obese, whatever. Um, Now I'm not doing that for society, but I'm sure other people. I'm sure there are other people are. There's no way there isn't. And yeah, for sure. Like if this is a big question, Spencer. There's
well,
like 10
sorry.
thoughts in my head, and I'm like, oh, well, this, but this, and this. I don't know if you want to
No, I'm good to
send me
stick
some
with that.
thoughts.
So, what's interesting to me is when you pointed out that society has a image of what a attractive man is. And to me that sounds like it's an external like source instead of
Yeah,
like an internal motivation, because it's like society's view of it. I think like an internal viewpoint of changing yourself for the better would be, I want to see myself at this specific weight because I want to feel confident, or I feel like I would be more confident than I am now at that weight.
Hmm.
So the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I don't know if you agree with me that that's a societal motivation, or if it's or like a external motivation versus internal.
I'm actually leaning towards more so that's a. Uh, it could that's internal, I would say,
Okay. So it's like
because
seeing the external like data, I suppose, and then making a choice internally that's who you
yeah,
want to be.
maybe the external
Okay.
data affects the internal motivations and emotions, right? Feelings. Um, yeah, that's tough to say. That's not my reason for losing weight because like like more so learning that you're not don't guarantee how do I put this? Jesus. I'm slowly learning not to guarantee yourself anything once you reach the end goal. As an example of this, I'm not trying to tell myself I'll be happy once I lose weight. I could lose all the weight and not be happy. The point being is not like I'm not trying to like dig myself into the hole of losing weight is the solution to my lack of happiness. So if I reach there, I'll just be disappointed. I'm not trying to, no expectations, all that. So some people, yes, may want to guarantee themselves confidence at the end of their weight loss journey or their appearance change journey. But I don't know. It's not a mindset that works for me, I guess, because it can be dangerous and high expectations can be dangerous. So I feel like we're veering off topic low
Well,
key.
yeah, but I don't know. I still think it's important to me, but it's interesting how the highlight of appearance is still. Well, I don't know. You see the stories of people going through like a weight loss journey, and then by the end of it, they don't end up any happier. But that was like the face value, the appearance of what the problem was, and they tried to fix it, and it didn't end up working because they're still unhappy with either their identity or is it okay, would you make the correlation that identity is related to depression or like linked with depression? Or
Yes.
do you think depression and identity can be separate? I think
I
there
think there's
can be a
both.
okay.
Um we I don't know, our Zoom a lot of people criticize our generation for being for identifying with depression, right? I don't know if anyone wants to identify with depression other than to fit in maybe with a group of people that
Oh,
have
that's
that
interesting.
sort of like self-deprecating humor. Because I definitely have that self-deprecating humor, but I don't identify with depression because I don't want to live there in my head, right? Um,
I wandered off a much different sphere than you did, but yeah, yeah.
I had the thought that you were maybe alluding to something different.
I
So
was well, yes. I think the appearance of being depressed is being normalized, and I'm not a huge fan of being someone you're not. I think everyone has reasons to be upset about their identity and the kind of time that they spent doing the things that they don't appreciate. But I would say like going back to the specifically to the weight loss thing, like I think a lot of people see weight loss as a means to be happier about yourself. And I think it gives you extra reasons to. But the reason why you're in a depressed state, and the way that I link it to identity, is that you're unhappy with yourself, with your current identity, and you wanted to switch over to something different. And some of the things that you can do to improve that, the very face value one, or the face value method being your weight, a lot of people can change their weight, but they don't. It's until they actually achieve the weight that they want to achieve is when they realize that that doesn't actually fix all their problems. And I think most of those problems are hidden with their identity, but since weight is the easiest method that they can do measurements on, that's like the first solution that comes to mind.
I think the people that are unhappy when they reach their end goal of weight weren't, at least a part of them wasn't trying to lose weight for the right reasons.
That's interesting. What reasons?
Maybe take people trying to lose weight for like attracting their desired gender or their desired person.
Okay, so they're like trying to get someone else.
Maybe they're trying to, yeah, you're trying to get more matches on Tinder or something. You're losing weight, you could get better pits. Oh god. Freudian slip? Question mark. uh, yeah, maybe you're trying to get better picks, but that's not. I'm not saying it's not healthy to do that. I'm saying it's the root of your desire to lose weight might be deeper than changing something on the surface, right? Maybe it might be something beyond. I want to date more people in your identity. Yeah, it's.
Would you say that's an underdevelopment of their identity as a whole? Or would you say that's like. Okay. That's
might say
the
there's a
kind of
relation.
thinking that I would never have. And I'm trying to find that why would someone be at such a different spot than I am when it comes to that identity crisis? And understanding their problems, where the root is.
Ooh.
Is it because they like haven't spent the time conjuring up their identity, or is it because they don't have the same thought process to thoroughly go through the problems internally and reflect accurately on the things that matter to them? It's either they don't spend the time or they don't have the capacity to do it. Which one do you think it would be?
I'm
Or if there's another one.
definitely leaning towards they don't spend the time, or at least spend the time to reflect on the true reason. You know,
Okay.
like I said earlier, like I might identify with, oh hey, I'm not getting many matches on Tinder. I should change my weight so I get more matches on Tinder. That's something I would like as a person, but it's not the true reason why I'm trying to do this. Because I kept digging and I kept digging, and I came up with like, I'm not gonna say a million, but like at least 10 reasons why I wanted to lose weight. But in the end, my reason for losing weight and changing my appearance and identity is that I've spent most of my life being told what direction to go in, and the only, like, I guess, hobbies or directions in my life that I haven't been told to fully embark on are like picking up a guitar and my weight loss journey. And I haven't gotten myself to a position where those things I feel I feel proud of. I feel like I've put a significant effort into, which is a hobby on its like a hobby to its completion in quotes. It's not really you're never a master at guitar. You can be always extremely good at guitar, but there's always going to be someone better. Same with like weightlifting or sculpting your body to your desired appearance. But my deep reason for losing weight is I want to see this to completion in quotes. And it's something that I've entirely thought up of on my own, done my own research on. It's not, oh, hey, Alon, do you want to play? My parents telling me, hey, Alon, you want to play a sport? And them putting me into different sports leagues. That's not me. It's like I love playing tennis, but it's not something I came up with, something I wanted to see myself identify with. So that maybe that's why. Maybe some other people don't have a deep reason, right? And that's totally fine. It's just I want people to think more about the reason in and of itself, because it could be a surface reason or it could be super deeply rooted like mine is.
So do you think people do things for the appearance alone?
Absolutely.
Disconnected from the identity? Or do you think it's
Disconnected from
reflective
identity.
of the identity to some degree? So like for the losing weight example, you could have like as shallow of a reason when you explain it like verbally, or you could have like some internal reason that's more complicated or whatnot. But to some degree it's just on a threshold, or like on a spectrum of how complex anyone could identify, like the reason being for solely their appearance or for solely their identity purposes, or for changing or like pursuing their identity. So I was wondering if do you think people lean more towards the appearance portion of it, or do you think it's always a connection, linear connection between their identity and what they want their appearance to be?
Maybe not a linear connection, but a correlation. Everything, yeah. Any part of your appearance in some way I could see reflects your identity, or at least part of your identity.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if you are, I was gonna take the example of like people that dress up on Halloween, or you see like drag queens, right? They may be trying to convey a different appear a different way, but inevitably a part of them is identified with that. Like drag queens like to do drag queen stuff because that's part of their identity. Like they're dressing a different way, but you see that and then you're like, oh, well, maybe they like doing this. Or for the Halloween example, people dress up because they want to be someone else. That could be indicative of their identity. Or people dress up because they want to be someone else because it's Halloween and society tells them to. That could be them being influenced by their external pressures, right? So, like I dressed up my last friend's Halloween party. I dressed up because my friends told me to dress up. Not because I wanted to, but because, pressure. Does that reflect my identity? I mean, maybe me saying that says something about how people can pressure me to do anything.
Well,
Not
yeah.
anything, but
I guess everything's just related to identity, right?
in a
Because
way, yes.
yeah, it's like you're not the type of guy to say no to your friends. Well, that's not true. But like in the case of something, I guess as harmless as attending a Halloween party, you were expected by your friends, and you're gonna honor that, or rather, a part of your identity is honoring like
Is valuing my
the
friends.
requests. Yeah,
Yeah, requests.
and I think that's inclusive of the kinds of requests that you're willing to do for your friends.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
It's not like you appear okay. It's not like that's not true, and you just did it out of the appearance of looking like someone who would value your friends like
Yes.
requests. So I guess that is different. There are people who do that though. I feel like who do something that's completely out of character with what they want, or that's like oppositional to their identity, I suppose. Why would someone bend their own identity for that? Or what? It's I guess they're not bending it. I guess maybe that's more reflective of their identity to lie about being a better person than who they are. And it's not necessarily better, but like lying about.
Oh, you're saying people that like do it to appear like they care more about their friends,
Yeah,
like taking it even a level deeper.
right. And then there's the well, like that also reflects the identity at the same time. So I guess it's kind of just it's all identity based anyways.
Yeah.
I'm lost in the sauce. I'm ready to move
Do
on.
you want to pick something on the list to get back
Yeah.
on track? Do you want to talk about fashion?
um. Oh God. Is that next on the list?
I don't know where we are.
I
We went
mean,
to weight, which is like halfway down the list, and then we went back up.
oh,
So
well. No, I'm okay with answering the question of what is appearance for me. I don't know, and it's just whatever I want to wear, really. There's like whatever I want to do to my body is what I want to do. I'd rather have I don't know. I don't take like too much pride in like the my appearance in general. Like regardless if I was like fit or fat, like it doesn't really matter to me. But I think there's a association with confidence in how I appear to people depending on the context, but like at home my appearance doesn't really matter. And most of the time I'm at home anyways. So
Mhm.
I don't really need to think about my appearance all that much other than I mean I do maintain myself, I would say. Like I shave, I get haircuts every once in a while. Like I clip my nails. It's I like use lotion sometimes. I use shampoo, conditioner. So, and I wear clothes that fit pretty comfortably. So I guess appearance is more just like do I am I as long as I'm not naked, I'm okay, right? I don't
Are
know.
you?
That's
No.
it.
Yeah.
Are you? Are you?
I don't know. Maybe you're at a nudist beach, dog. I don't know. Do
Yeah, I
you,
gotta
man?
go with everyone else.
Yeah. The one dressed guy is weird. um. Yeah. I guess personally, my appearance is everything I can think of, or at least maybe like 90% of me and my appearance has to do something with comfort. Whether that be wearing sweatpants all the time over, dude, I own like one or two pairs of jeans. Like that.
Really? Oh
Yes,
wow.
yeah, I actually only have like two. Um like I said, we'll go out. We went out to AMC, the theaters last night, and dog, I wore sweatpants, a comfy T-shirt, and like Under Armour like slides. Like they have like foam bottoms and they're hella comfy. Dude, it's just comfort for me. If it's comfy to me, like I don't know if that's gonna be conveyed through my appearance. They're just like, oh, this guy kind of just dresses how he dresses at home, but that's what I like to do. Like I'm gonna cut my hair because it's easier to like it looks cleaner, but it's also easier to maintain when it's shorter. Because the longer my hair gets, it gets like frizzy and puffy, and I'm not about that life. So that's why I get haircuts. I shave because it's more comfortable to me to have a cleanly shaven face than a scraggly face,
Right.
But that's just personally.
Yeah. What would happen if you didn't do any of that maintenance stuff? Unhinged.
I feel like trash. Unhinged. I feel like trash.
Yeah.
Like you said, I shave, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to shave today.
Oh shit. You do
And
it
sometimes
daily?
no, just every other day. But like, I'll like rub my face against my pillow at night and be like, oh shit, I
Feels
forgot to
gross.
shave.
Yeah.
Yeah, feels nasty, man.
All right.
But
I don't know. I do it like depends on which portions, but I would say for the most part, like I clean myself every 4 days ish, or do like a full face shave every like 4-ish days. I like a little stubble sometimes, but not like everywhere though.
I can't pull off the stubble. It's like no matter how long I grow it, there's a fucking gap between my mustache and my beard.
Actually,
so
I think I still have the same problem. Like there's some patches that don't
Bro.
fully develop.
5
either.
no shave Novembers later,
Yeah,
it's still not there.
God damn it. No, it's yeah. I remember when I would just get like blotches everywhere, and I was like, this doesn't even make sense. How does facial
like
hair
patches
just
of hair?
grow? Yeah, it's like, why is facial hair gonna grow on one side of my face, but not symmetrically on the other side? Like, how?
I think that's just part of human nature. Hair never grows uniform. So
Ugh, it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems kind of fucked up. But it's like it wouldn't even grow there at all on the other portion or on like the other half of the face. So it's
oh yeah, it's I've had friends who have that.
dude, it's so stupid.
No
I
shave
think it's pretty
November's
uniform.
coming up.
I don't. I mean, I'd still shave during that, but yeah, I would say it's pretty uniform now. I mean, there's still spots that are like, I guess they don't grow as much, but at least it's there instead of not there at all. So I guess that's an improvement to my facial hair.
Ew. Touching it right now because I didn't shave. I keep forgetting my right side isn't as connected as my left side, and that's gross to me.
Oh no.
There's like a bigger bald spot between my mustache and my chin on my right than my left. Anyway, appearance.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like shit when I don't prioritize like my appearance either. Like if I let my nails just grow way too long, it's just ugh. I gotta slice them off.
But also like I am pretty allergic to dust mites, so if dust and dirt get under my nails and then I scratch, the skin gets irritated.
Oof.
Gets red and rashy. So I'm like, yeah.
That's a big
I don't know
deal.
for the same reason, but like I cut my nails because of that.
Right.
But also would I cut my nails more at the same rate if I didn't have dust mite allergy? I actually think I would cut my nails less, but maybe like a day or two less, not anything drastic.
Right.
Same with like facial hair. If my facial hair grew more uniform and it connected, I would be more okay with a stubble and would shave less often.
I know you
But I would
also
still shave
wash your face a lot too.
every day.
Do you think that's related to appearance, or is that just like a?
Oh, that's a comfort thing too. My face gets oily. An oily face. So I like it. I like feeling clean. I also get like morning glory. I get like eye boogers. Not boogers in my eyes, but like, you know when you wake up and like there's like a little bit of crust in your eyes or something, or you yawn and your eyes get watery and maybe that seeps into your like eyelashes.
What the? What? This is
You
more
don't get
detailed.
that?
I mean, like, yes, I do. It's just
But that's why I
that's so
wash my face
detailed.
to get that shit out of there. I don't want it going back in my eye and then irritating my eye. I want it out.
Oh man, ever thought about doing your eyebrows?
No, but I have had the thought we should all go to a men's spa
Interesting.
because I'd be curious what that's like, and maybe do your eyebrows.
Okay, okay.
My brows have always been like
Ever considered plastic surgery?
oh hell no. I keep it all natural, baby.
All natural,
All
baby.
natural. Nothing against people that want to do plastic surgery. I've seen plastic surgery that goes over like really, really well. And that's dependent on the person if they're willing to risk, I don't know, how much they trust their plastic surgeon or
I mean,
their
first thing
doctor.
that comes to mind for that is like all the K-pop stars that I've I've enjoyed their content. Content.
Why do you, is this the most cryptic way to say that you find them attractive? I enjoy their content.
But a lot of them, I think, as they're starting out, they end up getting like plastic surgery to elevate their appearance.
Right.
And I would say most of the time it goes really well. I mean, for the most part, I can't really tell if there's that much of a difference.
Well, that's because I think it's more popular and more normalized in Korea.
Ooh, that's true.
And because it's more normalized, once again, you get uh, supply and demand, right?
Right.
So the quality of maybe plastic surgeons is much higher in Korea.
What about like those weight loss, uh, like surgeries? Is it
Like gut suction and
liposuction?
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considered that.
For me, if I can't, I'm not so overweight that I might need that, or maybe it's some sort of disorder or something. But I had a teacher or professor that had some sort of, I don't know if it was lipo or something like that, but he had most of his gut sucked out and he looked great. And I don't know if that was, I didn't know any of the reasons for that, but I could clearly see that he maintained that weight after, because you could see it, like his face wasn't like super chubby compared to the rest of his body. So maybe it was some sort of weight disorder or something like that, but he maintained that. So
Right.
maybe that was inevitably the right choice for him. Maybe that's something he couldn't crack with exercise, So
Right. The
once again,
I guess that also points out like something pretty interesting too, because there's an actual cost to, I mean, not only the financial cost, but there's a biology cost that comes along with like what you have less fat cells in your body after liposuction. And I think that's something you still want to maintain in your body, right? So having less cells is, instead of like less volume for each of the fat cells. I wonder if that, I don't know. Is that a trade-off that you're willing to make for the betterment of your appearance or to pursue your identity?
I guess that's if I can't crack the gut. Like if I lose weight, but if there's still a lot of loose skin, maybe. I don't know. Something I haven't considered for sure.
I mean, I could have totally been wrong there. I thought
I don't know. You sounded like you did more research than me, so.
I knew there was a trade-off somewhere for that. And I think it's for liposuction or if it's for something else. I don't know. What else? There's like earrings too. Have you been considering earrings?
No, but maybe if I am at a good weight and I feel good about my appearance, I could see an earring phase. Not 100% on that though.
I've considered it. I don't know. Depends on how I look at the end of the transition. I might give it a shot.
I don't know what it is. I think this is totally subjective, but I think in general Asian dudes pull off earrings more than most other races. Better. So I think you'd pull off an earring.
Okay,
Maybe I'm just thinking of K-pop stars again.
Okay. Okay.
But I'd definitely try it.
What about tattoos?
Let's get our piercings together.
Okay, what about other piercings though? Instead of just like ear piercings, what about like
Dick piercing? No.
nipple piercings?
Oh,
lip
shit!
piercings, nose piercings. Is that an appearance thing, or is that like I don't have the frame of mind to know what
I
those
don't
guys
either.
are. Okay.
I don't know the perspective of those kinds of people. Yeah.
Maybe we just call it at that. Unless we have
yeah, I've
something to
only
say.
had friends. Well, I've known people that have had a nose piercing before, but well, my sister got a nose piercing, but I never asked her why. Sometimes I did I? Can't remember. If I did ask her, she responded with something like, "I just felt like it." I do want to say probably part of what my sister's reason for getting a nose piercing, and it wasn't like the bull ring; it was like on the side.
Right.
It was to be rebellious, appear rebellious in front of your parents. Because when she told me before she told my parents, and my parents were like, "What? You got a nose piercing?" They weren't like super angry; they were just more surprised. Because yeah, that's just how my family works. Generally, we're more. I'm not conservative, but generally, most of the people in my family were raised on conservative Christian values, and piercings had a negative. I don't know what negative connotation to it. Something about like there's something with Christians and like not altering like your body
Preserving.
in any way, preserving its natural state, stuff like that. And I understand where they are most of them are conservative anyway, but I understand where it comes from, but I don't agree with it. So, yeah, the rebellious part of my sister was like, "Yo, let me get let's show up with a nose piercing. What's up?" But yeah, rebellious reasons for your appearance, right? That's the only reason. Maybe it's just I've only known other people that get extra piercings on like their ears, their earlobe, and they're just like, "It looks cool. I like it." That's the only reason. I can't think of anything else for piercings.
Okay. What about tattoos?
Like reasons for tattoos?
I think tattoos look really sick.
I like my tattoo. I'm a fan of it. I might get more. I don't know.
think that might be something that I experiment with. Probably just like temporary stuff until, unless if I want to get like something permanent. But I think more on the hierarchy is losing weight, and then from there I think I'll see whether or not I'd be like a my canvas is gonna be great enough for
These
holding
fucking
one.
guns need a new skin. Ugh.
No, I think like some people get really good ones and it looks phenomenal on them. Like any arm
CS:GO stat
sleeves.
track tattoo. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
this is how many men I've killed. No,
god.
with this fucking arm.
Oh no.
Sorry, you were saying.
No, I think like sleeves are really good, or like
Sleeves are
anything
cool.
on your back. Yeah. I don't think I could go like on my chest though. Who knows?
Yeah, my only reservation with a tattoo is somewhere if some part of your body is can like change or be altered in like the skin can be stretched or compressed, right? Which is why I got mine on my forearm, because that's not changing. But if I got one like on my tummy or even like on my bicep, I'm like, or like closer to your armpit, that
Right.
skin retracts and stretches so often that I'm like, I wouldn't want the art itself to change, right?
Right. Okay. Okay.
But
I
yeah,
just don't think my stomach or my chest is that good looking for. I mean, maybe it needs a tattoo. So there's
I'm trying to think
something.
of a stomach tattoo. I don't think I would ever get a tattoo on my stomach, even though it would probably hurt the least,
Right.
because the closer to bone it is, the more it hurts. Like people that get tattoos on their fingers, ooh, oh, this one fucking hurt too. Like tattoos hurt, but like, dude, people that get stuff on their fingers or their like knuckles, like, whoa,
Ugh.
ouch.
Ugh. Wow.
And you're always shedding dead skin cells, so it's like, dog, how many layers of skin you got on your knuckles, you know? Spencer's muted. But yeah, in general, I get tattoos for I like meaning. So, well, this tattoo's for my sister, right? I got
Right.
it for my sister. So, if I'm not one to get a tattoo if it's not for some sort of meaning. But I know other people like tattoos. You know, it looks cool to them, man. By all means, more power to you.
Right. Ever thought about changing your hair color?
Nah.
Nah. I've thought about doing
Yeah.
it a couple times, but yeah, nothing. Not. I don't have as much resolve for that.
You ever have wacky hair day in like elementary school?
Yeah.
Have you done it? Have you participated?
I think I've done it. Well, okay. I know for one Halloween I did red. I might have done
Ooh.
red again. I don't think it turned out that well though. So
Think of who has red hair. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I did blue for wacky hair day.
oh yeah.
I've seen pictures in the past. It looks terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, I would never go blonde. If I were to do like a hair color change, maybe like a dark brown. I don't know, man. Black just like I like my hair color, and that's like the one thing I like about myself. Is I like the black hair color, and it just, you know, my face is too brown for my hair to be more brown, and I don't want brown on brown. I don't know. It's not something I've ever thought of. I've never wanted to change my hair color, so
All right.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else on that list that you're dying to talk about. But I did want to shift over to like different contexts where you would want to have your appearance change.
Okay, yeah.
So, and actually, one thing that I didn't add on here that I would have liked to add in was for religious context too. I didn't know if there were any specific like religious events that you needed to dress appropriately for, and what the meaning behind dressing for those events would like I don't know what why you would even do that.
I think from what I remember when I used to be Christian and go to church with my family, the stigma was not stigma, because stigma implies negative connotation. The expectation was dress like on Easter or Christmas services, dress a little more formal, not like by a lot, but like just a tad more formal than usual. I don't know. Maybe that was more of an expectation perpetrated by my father, who always wanted to display, um, you know, a clean, well-dressed family, and maybe being well-dressed implies more positive values among the Christian community. You know, I think I don't know if this was Jesus. God, I'm a terrible Christian because I forgot everything from Christianity. But Jesus, at some point, I did think said, I'm paraphrasing, but treat your body like a temple, right? So I don't know. I don't know if changing into an uncomfortable shirt that looks nice is treating your body treating your body like a temple, but maybe conveying that you care about your body. I don't know.
You have more value than what you think you're worth, or that your temple is worth.
Yeah, sell your temple out. No, not
Okay.
sell your body out. No, that sounds bad. But like, I don't like the word advertise here either. Yeah, just convey that. Yeah, because that's something Christian values uphold, something society upholds. Is
Okay.
you dress nicer, you care more about your appearance. Supposedly, I think that's the wrong way to look at it, but you know, um, yeah, it was always Easter and Christmas, dress nice. Um, I'm not familiar with other religions. Some have more uh, strict dress codes. I did go to a few like Catholic masses because my grandparents are Catholic. Um, Generally, the dress code there is like so Christians tend to dress like kind of casual, maybe fancy casual during normal service, and a little bit more formal in like special events pertaining to like Christmas and Easter. But every time I went to a Catholic mass, there wasn't a strict dress code, but everyone seemed to dress very nice. Maybe a notch nicer than your average Christian service versus Catholic service. So I don't know if that's an expectation, but clearly everyone does it. Maybe it's, uphold the Christian values that you care about your appearance and want to appear clean, sharp, and you can make your family do the same. So
Is that an influence on your identity or an influence on who you should appear or like what you should be appearing as? Or like a guideline for how you should appear to other people?
I think it is part of your identity because then those people are identifying as Christian. So, or Catholic.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
it's definitely something.
Is it like a group identity, or would you say it's just the individual identity still?
See, now that's tricky because sometimes I've met people during service that dress way more casually than everyone else in the room. So maybe it is an individual identity because, you know, I guess the Bible is up for interpretation, right? So it's how those individual people interpret the Bible, its values, and how it reflects their values, which then influences their appearance, right?
Right.
Or something I totally missed. You know what we totally missed is wealth and status, right?
Ooh.
It could
Okay.
totally reflect the nicer you dress at the service could reflect how much money you make. I know people like to wear nicer watches at service, maybe a nicer button up. The Gucci slides, no. But boots with the fur, perhaps? No, not at church. No apple bottom jeans at church. But yeah, maybe perhaps that guy. And I'm not judging. I'm more like analyzing, I guess. Maybe that guy came to church. He was a super nice guy too. I explicitly remember my interaction with him. Super nice guy, but he didn't dress as formally as everyone else. Maybe that's reflective of his social status, right? Um, maybe he made less money. He's not able to afford such nice shirts, which is nothing of devalue to him, but it's it really appearance is really indicative of your your income. Like, why do people buy Supreme shirts? It's a white t-shirt with Supreme on it. It's the brand. It's pricey. Like, because people associate the brand with being pricey. Like same with Gucci. It's like because they want to convey their income, their wealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that to say that everyone viewing that appearance is going to take it the same way?
Not necessarily, but I think most people would take it that way. I mean, clearly I didn't take it that way initially. I took the nicer clothes more as a way to convey cleanliness, maybe organization, uniform, maybe like if you and your family are matching, uh, rather than your the amount of money you make. So I wouldn't say everyone thinks of it the same way, but I would argue that most people think of it that way. Same with like still people that buy like earpods or an Apple Watch or the Apple stuff, right? Apple makes good products. I'd argue most of them are overpriced. They make great products. But let's be honest, people didn't buy, how do I say this? I don't think people bought AirPods because they looked cool. People bought AirPods because it's an Apple product. I would say most people, not all people. Maybe some people bought AirPods because they looked cool. Hey, more power to you. I think they look kind of goofy earlier on, but I think it's more associated with the name. Like, Apple's such a big name. People buy Apple, convey to people that they can buy Apple, and that reflects that they either identify with being rich or want to convey that they are rich, which in and of itself is a part of your identity, right? Because you're wanting to convey that. So, yeah.
I don't think either of us are the kind of person to use wealth as a means to appear higher on the status hierarchy. Would
Yes.
we? Say if we got rich, right? What? How would you?
Say we got loaded.
How would you use that money? Would you say most of it would go towards your like new or to elevate your status, or would it go to something else?
I'm trying to think of, like, if I got rich, the first thing I would buy. Say I'm comfortable with my income and sorry, someone's yelling behind me. I think the only thing I would buy if I was rich, I would have like a nice car, but like a car that's like comfortable, reliable, and I could use every day. And then I would buy like a really nice car, like a sports car or something.
Right.
That's
Okay.
like almost the only thing I could see myself buying. And not maybe it's I'm not even doing this for appearance now that I think about it. I'm doing it because I want to zoom Mazda zoom. But, like, well, like even then, like I'm more regularly gonna use the non-sports car as my everyday. Does that convey and not use the sports car every day? So purposefully, I'm not trying to convey my wealth. Unless, like, maybe I have people over, they see in the driveway. I would park my sports car inside my garage. No one's touching that shit. But yeah, it's definitely, yeah. The more I think about it, no, it's not. I wouldn't buy many things to try and give people the assumption that I'm super wealthy. Personally,
Okay.
it's just personal.
You think people do that though?
Oh, absolutely. Um,
Because I think part of your answer could appear to be that you were trying to elevate your status in the presence of others for certain situations, and rather miscredit how you were spending your money to against you trying to experience life the best you could for yourself, and you trying to appear at a higher status to other people.
Perhaps
Would that
for
not be the
for
case
situations,
okay.
not on the regular basis. Because at least I find myself to not want to be the center of attention most of the time, or not want to be acknowledged for having a shit ton of money most of the time. But a part of myself in the back of my mind would be like, yo, I want to roll up to my 10-year high school anniversary in a fucking Lamborghini, right?
Oh,
Just to
Jesus.
flex. Because it'd be funny. I don't know if I don't think I'm doing it. Would I be doing it to convey wealth, or would I just be doing it to see people's reactions? Because it'd be funny. I'd
Gotta
definitely be
flex on
leaning towards
everyone.
the reaction. Yeah. I don't want to convey that I'm rich. I just want to see people's faces. You know? Cause if someone asked me, I'd be like, nah, that's a rental, dog. Like, I would totally do that. I wouldn't be trying to hide anything or compensate.
I'm right.
But once again, that's also situational too. It's not my everyday. I don't know if like if you were more rich, you could buy more form-fitting, tailored clothes. because you could afford that, I would definitely do that because that would improve me living in comfort with nicer clothes, right? Because the higher price clothes, either it's at some point at the low to like mid range, it becomes AO price or comfort. The higher you get, the more those two align and become elevated as well. At least that's what I've heard from people that wear like really pricey clothing, but that looks nice and is comfortable.
Mm.
But at like lower price ranges, yeah, we're just wearing like sweatpants or like non-nice sweatpants, I guess. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I know we're hitting like about an hour and a half, so I'm willing
Yeah.
to give this a close. I don't know if there was anything in particular that you also wanted to talk about from the list. Maybe we'll just end on one of those.
Maybe we could do a part 2 because there's a few towards the end here that I wouldn't mind covering. But
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot to talk about there too because we never talked about. I feel like we could have talked more about societal pressures on appearance, like the ideal male appearance, like you have here in the notes, the ideal female appearance.
Okay.
We also didn't cover people. I know we're not women, but like I feel like there's a lot to talk about when it comes to makeup, women wearing makeup,
Right.
and I'm sure we have enough women in our lives to have like some sort of understanding on that topic, so that might be something interesting to explore. But maybe another time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll give it a close then.
Yes.
I'll have to look over this list to see what we actually covered and what we didn't. So we have like a
Body
different
hair.
set. Body hair.
Nails. Oh, you want to talk about nails?
Ugh.
Nice hands. Like the men's spa thing. I wanted to get. Is it a manicure? Is that what it's called? Where they like dress up your fingers? My cuticles are ass cheeks, dude.
Okay, well.
I'd just be curious. I don't know if it feels good, if it makes you feel good, like maybe you appear nicer, but something I'm curious about.
All right.
But yeah.
Okay.
Nail gang. Toe
Nail
gang.
gang.
Toenail gang.
I'm calling it there. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening. I need to go eat too.
Okay, have fun.
FML.